In this video, I'm going to show you how I became the first under 80 kilo strongman athlete in history to lift 100 kilos on the single arm dumbbell. So in June 2022, I set the dumbbell world record for the under 80 kilo class. And this is how I did it. So I weighed in at 78.8 for the official weigh-in. And when I went for 100 kilos, this was pound lift of all time. But since the competition, I learned that one of the under 90 guys, Nick Myers, he managed 114 at 90, which was similar. But anyway, they're both good lifts. And this, I was very proud that on the day, actually, it was part of England's strongest man under 80 kilos. And I managed to come second overall in the overall comp. So this gives you a different angle to see of the full lift. So you can actually see that it's pretty comfortable. It just felt absolutely amazing on the day. Slightly different angle from behind. So this was coming runner-up to my client and training partner, Tim, which was absolutely magical. So I'm going to show you here that it wasn't all plain sailing. This was actually my first attempt at breaking the record. This was 96.7. The previous record held by Dan Ashcroft was 96.2. He's actually watching in the background. And I remember him being disappointed that I was trying to break the record by 500 grams. So I went for the first attempt and then failed it. I dropped it on my shoulder like I've just shown there. So watch it again. And it shows what my character's like, I suppose, because I didn't panic and I knew that I could use the remainder of my time and go again. And I knew that I was strong enough to give it another second attempt. So if anybody's listening and you fail, don't be afraid to get back in. So that was breaking the record officially, so 96.7. And then I moved on to the 100 kilos. So this gives you an idea in training how some of my how I train to be resilient. So you can see here that I actually managed 96.5 kilo dumbbell, but I'd actually failed I'd actually done 15 fails in a row at between 101.5 and 105.5, just simply because I'd misloaded it. And I didn't realize I'd gone a little bit too heavy with the weight, and I'd put more weight in one side than the other. So it was feeling pretty good. This gives you an idea of some of the fails. I think this was 105.5 that I failed. And you can see that it just doesn't, it feels okay in the rack. And then I go to stabilize it overhead and it just feels so unstable and heavy. But I didn't realize until I was packing away that I'd misloaded it and then got back in. So a lesson on being resilient, I suppose. So these principles that I teach aren't just relevant to me. I coach people these principles. Paul Smith's quite a high profile client that I've helped with significantly this year. These are three of the things that we've worked on. Paul was a decent, really good dumbbell presser prior to helping him out, but we've just optimized what he can do and just built his efficiency up massively. So he's getting, like, say, mid to low level points in the comps that I saw him compete in, and now he's getting top points consistently. So the three things that Paul worked on, which I'll link at the end of this video to a slightly longer tutorial with him, is optimizing the clean path. So what Paul used to do was clean it to his shoulder rather than clean it central in terms of, yeah, keeping it through the center line. His drive, his dip was always good and his rack position was pretty good. But as he was driving out of the bottom, he was pushing the dumbbell out to the side, which is a massively common error. And then the third thing that we worked on, he's always been really good at push pressing, but we practiced the jerk and stepping out with his right foot when it gets tough. So you can see the final rep there. He just did an absolutely brilliant jerk to get that final rep. So in terms of an overall recap and something that you can apply to your training, go and apply this drill here and just watch this over and over again. And just watch that simple red line. And if you can learn how to move, regardless of whether you do push presses, whether you do split jerk, whether you do push jerk, power jerk, whatever, always move the dumbbell on this central red line. So just look immediately from the pick to the point where it's in contact with the torso, the clean. I mentioned the thing about Paul cleaning it to his shoulder and then coming central. Whereas you can see here, I'm actually just cleaning it to where my head is and then moving my head out of the way. And then basically the rack position is a lot more easy to stabilize because you're already aligning the center of the mass of the dumbbell with your center of mass of your body. And then you can see that the dip and drive is perfectly vertical and going up, and that's why it's so easy to stabilize overhead. So I'll add in leave in the comments if you leave me a comment and let me know which drill that you're going to apply, and I'll add a link in description to the YouTube video with Paul covering the three tips that he uses that have helped him, and I'll also link in the description to our dumbbell masterclass where you can sign up for proven coaching program.